Hello guys, my name is Kasia and this is my knitting podcast called Knitting for Julia. I'm talking mostly about knitting and mostly about knitting for Julia, who is my 1.5-year-old daughter, but not only. So today I will be also mentioning some crocheting and only works in progress. I have no finished objects from last time. But before we start, I would like to introduce myself. So I'm recording that in Zurich, Switzerland. Today is Friday. It's my day off. I think it's 24th of March and it's rainy, which I just love for my days off. So when it's rainy, I feel like I have an excuse to stay home, cozy up, and perhaps do some knitting. And it's exactly such a day today. So I live here in Zurich with my daughter, which I already mentioned, and my boyfriend, as well as 2 cats. One of them is here with us, sleeping. I'm disturbing him. Hopefully he won't disturb us. So let's start. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram under Knitting for Julia. On Ravelry, I put a lot of details for every work in progress. So if you are interested in yarn, needles, stitch count, whatever, head over there and you will find it. So yes, works in progress. I have this rabbit here. Yeah. It's Rico design Heartbreakers bunny, and as you can see, his head is not attached and also he's missing an arm, but this is something that I'm planning to fix today. And yes, I presented him last time, but he consists back then only from legs and a head, no ears even attached. And this is how he's shaping up. And honestly, I'm so satisfied with it that most probably I will crochet another one. So it's done with Rico design yarn. This is their decay cotton called Rico Rumi. And they have lots of fun colors. So for this one, I've chosen mustard for the body, even though originally the bunny is presented with some light grays and it looks nice in those pastel colors, but I wanted him to be more like a lively bunny. Especially that he will end up as a gift for some small kid, my friend's baby. I won't mention who, because perhaps the parents are watching and I want it to be a surprise. So yeah, really happy how it turned out, because I'm not an experienced crocheter and I really enjoy crocheting toys, but the thing I have a problem with is attaching different parts together. So usually it doesn't look very clean and I have a feeling it's not very securely attached. But with this one, I kind of did some research and learning and I'm really satisfied with the end result. So I feel it's very secure, which is important if you give it to a kid. I also didn't put, for the same reason, a plastic eyes, just used some black yarn, and the same for nose. So very happy with the end result. Okay, not end, but almost there, right? So my Heartbreakers Rico design bunny. That's the first work in progress I have. The second work in progress is something that I've shown you also on the last episode, and it's Julia's Stripy pullover. The pattern is my own, I'm just making it up as I go. And the yarns are Malabrigo yarns I will put on the screen. So last time when I was showing you, this pullover, it was kind of looking the same. So I had the shoulders joined together. It's worked bottom up, and I just joined the shoulders with Kitchener stitch here. And then I also picked up still last episode stitches for the collar. Here you can see I made some ribbing already, but it's the plan is I just need to frog it and redo it because it wasn't wide enough to fit Julia's head. So I made it this time in round, 2x2 ribbing, and but the plan is that I will knit it flat and just add a bottom here. But then what I did since last time, you may ask, because if it's exactly at the same point. So if you remember, last time I was showing that in the back I added some short rows. Even now you can see that. So it's not an exactly straight line, but here you get the short rows, right, for some shaping. So this is a boxy design, so the shaping is not really needed that much, but I just wanted to try it off. And what I did last time was that this semicircle kind of was pushing the fabric up, and I wanted it to be directed down. And so I had to redo the shoulders to the point of this yellow stripe here and just do the short rows again. In the end, I'm happy, though I don't think it made such a great difference. I think it looks good now, but I also believe that even with the previous version, it wouldn't be a problem. So yes, this is the progress on the body. And what I also did, I did the mat for the sleeves. So the sleeves, I plan to knit flat. That's why I need to calculate how many stitches to cast on to fit in later here to the arm. And I even started the first sleeve. Here it is. Yes, some stripes, and I even did some decreases already. So all of the challenging pieces are already solved for this garment. What it needs now is just some knitting time for me, which hopefully I will be giving it next week's. Yes, so because I believe it's a perfect spring pattern, so like a boxy sweater to just go out to the playground and perhaps just, you know, like a loose garment, whatever. So I just believe it will be perfect for spring, and this is what I intended, so I need to really speed up here. And then the last work in progress, which I have, is a work that will no longer be in progress, and not because I'm gonna finish it. So the opposite. I need to frog it. So this is the sock which I started. I was trying my new vanilla sock pattern, which I talked about also last episode. So previously my vanilla sock pattern was toe up with afterthought heel, but now I'm actually enjoying much more socks knitted bottom down with a heel flap, because I have a high arch, and I figured out that controlling the length of the heel flap, I can add some really extra room here for arch. And this is what I did also here. So you may ask why I need to frog it. So this yarn, it's a nice yarn. Let me see where I have, yes, I have a label here. So this is Filcolana Arvetta, and I'm a loose knitter, and for me this is a very light merino, a light fingering weight, sorry, but it is a merino. So it's 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. It comes in skeins of 50 grams, 210 meters, so that's quite light. That's why I picked up for it a quite small needle size. This is 1.75 millimeters. And I never worked with such a small needle size for socks, so kind of it was a guesswork of how many stitches to custom. And because recently I have finished this sock, I presented that last time also, and was knit with 2.0 millimeters, and I custom 72 stitches. And after blocking, it's too big. So with this in mind, with smaller needles, I custom only 64 stitches for this one, for cuff. And then when I finished cuff and started with leg, I added one more stitch per needle, so having 66 stitches here. And I was trying it on, of course, as I was knitting, but the thing is that I have relatively slim ankle, especially compared to my wide feet. So up to the heel, it was okay, and it fitted me. It was a bit tight, but nothing special. But then here, this is it called instep? So it's too tight, so it's really pulling, and when I wear it, and it's just not the correct numbers of stitches for this combination of yarn and needles. I even asked my boyfriend to try it on in hope that with his relatively narrow feet, it could be a sock for him, because the colors are quite like unisex, but even for him it was very tight. So kind of I need to figure out how many stitches to do for that, perhaps do some swatching. I have a swatch, it's a big swatch, it's a swatching round, so I just need to maybe count stitches on this sock and decide how many stitches do I actually need for something that will fit me. So unfortunately, like a week of work here and it's going to waste, but not really, because I think I'm a process knitter, so I enjoyed this knitting. And I don't mind starting over again, but not anytime soon, because at this point I'm a bit discouraged, disappointed, and I just feel like I don't even want to frog this one right now, so I just want to put it back in a project bag and just wait till like I cleanse my palette again to be able to look at it again. And speaking about the project bag, it's residing in this bag, which is the very first bag that I ever made for myself. So, and this is my favorite bag. So you can see it's a bit wintry fabric on the outside, and inside is this very light pink with some sparkly golden, probably you cannot see that, dots. And it's not interfaced, but also I like soft bags, especially on the go, because usually I only have a small handbag with me, and a soft bag will take less space than an interfaced one. So this is one of my favorite project bags. Not that I have many, and mostly the ones I've made myself, so not the perfect ones, but I really like it. My bag. So yes, I think those are all work in progress. So I also have stuff which I have on my needles but didn't progress since last time when I spoke about it. So obviously not mentioning it here. Yeah, but I will also be casting some new stuff, socks. And the reason for that is that recently I bought some sock yarn. And let me now show it to you. So, first, I bought this trio. So two of them is Madeline Tosh light twist base, 75 superwash merino and 25 nylon. The green one is colorway is Malmo, and this one, like light gray with some nice speckles. It's called Grace Notes. So this Grace Note colorway knit up looks like that because it's the same yarn. So I bought 2 skeins because I just love working with this kind of speckled yarn. So like a neutral base, but then kind of very bold colored speckles. You can see here, it's kind of neon-y. I really love this kind of stuff. And then also there is this nice light blush pink with some peachy notes and perhaps some violet. And it's the same base, so it's Malabrigo Ultimate Sock. 75 merino and 25 nylon. And the colorway is called Rosalinda. So I intend to knit socks at some point from them. Maybe not together like that. I don't know exactly in which combination. Maybe with some other yarns which I already have in my stash, and maybe with some new yarn I will buy. But yeah, this is one batch I had and it made me very happy. And then some very exciting yarn which I received in a post last week is Knit Picks Felici. So if you are watching this in US, most probably it's like, what? So this is very common there, at least this is my understanding. It's easy to get and it's very popular, and there is a reason to that, right? So it's a lovely, beautiful yarn. It's also some soft. I've never worked with it, but each time on Instagram any like nice sock in that pops up in my feed, I'm like so envious. So I was actually trying to get it for a long time, and I didn't want to ship it from US. So yeah, finally I found it in a shop online in the UK. So got 2 colors, 2 balls each, and I will knit socks for myself from this one. This is called Night Market, and I just love the pairing of this blue and pink and browns. It's just like so dreamy to me. It is actually a night market kind of. It's yeah. So this is for me, and this is something my boyfriend picked up for himself, and the colorway here is Good Guy. It's also a nice one, right? I just need to pick up something for contrasting calf and heel, because I will be knitting heel flap, and with self-striping, which that is, a heel flap doesn't really look that well, so it messes up the stripes on the leg, right? So I just need to decide on the contrast, and this is the only thing stopping me from actually picking, casting on a sock here. So I'm really excited about this, trying it out. And let's see, maybe I will be getting some more, especially that we are traveling to UK, to London for Easter. So there is still some time, and maybe I will be ordering online there to deliver there as we come to have it already. So yes. So, and one more thing which I wanted to share with you is that I started recently my yarn subscription. Where do I have it? It's here. So before I show it to you, just some words of a background, a quick one. I always wanted to have a subscription for yarn, but in Switzerland we don't have any service like that, unless I'm not aware of any. If you know, please share with me in the comments. Or maybe if you are taking part in any other subscription here in Europe that you would recommend, please also share, because I would like to check it out and perhaps try. Because I just tried this out randomly from Etsy, and this is what we have here. So as you see, it's a color for March, and we are already far down in March, so I don't think I'm spoiling for anybody. So it's very pink. It's a statement color, I would say. Neon pink with black speckles, with some tones of like this orange and also some greens, like yellowy greens. So for me, it's at the same time, it's very spring-like color. So this green here reminds me of some fresh leaves, and this like of some blooming flowers. Very, very nice color. And so this yarn club is called, actually it's called, the dyer is called Indie Yarn Club. And the subscription I've chosen is for the speckled yarn. I believe they also have some minis subscription as well as neon yarn. You can choose a different base. So there was a decay for sure and fingering. Not sure if there, don't remember if there was anything else. So I've chosen decay because at the point of selecting that, I was actually into knitting decay socks. But this is such a bold yarn that I'm not seeing myself wearing socks in this color. Perhaps I will knit some socks as a gift out of it. I'm thinking cabled socks, it would look nice. Or yes, or maybe like, I don't know, as a contrast for a cardigan, for some cuffs. So I haven't figured out yet what I will do with it. But so far I'm just enjoying it. It's just laying on my shelf and looking nice. The color name is Wild Future and it's 100 Superwash Merino. So yeah, that was March colorway from Speckles yarn from Indie Yarn Club. And now I'm waiting for April. So I subscribed only for 3 months for the beginning, just to try it off. And let's see, maybe later I will switch to something else. So if you have something to recommend here in Europe, please comment and I will check it out. Thanks. Yeah, so I believe that's it from yarn acquisitions, from my online shoppings. And yes, I will have some more to show you next time. So in 2 weeks we have Easter and we are traveling to London. So I will buy some yarn for sure there. And then the week after that, I believe, here in Switzerland, we have close to Zurich, we have a Swiss Yarn Festival. So for sure I will also go there and buy some things. I just can't wait. Yeah, so that's it. And we are 20 minutes in. That's a great achievement for me, because usually it was 1 hour. So just not to finish off so quickly, perhaps I will tell you one more thing. So I mentioned at the beginning when I started this channel, this is mostly for me to kind of feel more connected with the community out there of you knitters, makers, crocheters and so on. And I would really love to have a local knitting group. So like some, you know, a group that I could attend, just like chat and knit together, have a drink, whatever. So I was looking for one here in Zurich, and I found there is a meetup group. Meetup, it's an online platform when you can organize meetings with other people. So there is a meetup group called Stitch and Beach here in Zurich, and they have 3 regular meetings during the week. But unfortunately, I cannot join any of them because of the times. So yeah, it's very unfortunate. And so what I did, I actually contacted an organizer of this group and asked if perhaps they could organize additional meeting in a different time slot, because as I understand, each meeting is attended by different people there. So perhaps there are some people like me who cannot join the remaining 3, so maybe the 4th one, the new one, would actually fit them better. So she was so kind that she told me to organize it myself, and she added me as an admin to the group. And yes, I did create a meeting for next Wednesday here in Zurich or Rico. So if you are local here, and if you're a knitter or maker and would like to join other people like yourself, join us next Wednesday, 7:15 p.m. in Orlikon. The details are in my Instagram account, and also you can just contact me directly. So I will share how to find us and other information. So I'm really hoping that some people will come. Right now it's only my friend who's subscribed, but that's fine. So not subscribed, but who kind of registered for the meeting. So yeah, fingers crossed for that. Fingers crossed for community building here. I'm really excited. So there, as you can see, there's lots of things community related that are coming up in the next weeks. So hopefully next time I record, I will have some to report to you, some news there. And yes, till then, thank you for joining me for this short episode. Enjoy your Easter or spring break. Enjoy spring and happy making. Talk to you next time. Bye bye.